Last week, first responders got the chance to go aboard the USS Lexington for some pretty intense training. Our Taylor Alanese joins us with why this type of confined work is so important in this area. Taylor.
Leslie, refinery firefighters say the USS Lexington is a perfect training ground because of how small the spaces are on board. Confined space training is essential to firefighters that would normally respond to refineries and other businesses during an emergency, but those sort of locations are readily available. USS Lexington officials say they often host police, firefighters, and other emergency crews to train. Usually 6 to 8 companies will go on board. Executive Director of the museum says industry is booming in the coastal bend, and so is the need for properly trained first responders.
There's a lot of industry that is opening up soon in the Corpus Christi area. Economics over here is booming and growing, and there's new plants opening up, and they are all available if they want to come here and do some training.
The museum works with businesses but offers a ship for first responders to train for free. And with the Harbour Bridge project that will bring in bigger ships, it's important to learn how to navigate through them. Organizers say the Lexington is a staple in the community, and offering this program is a way of continuing its service. Leslie.
All right, Taylor, thanks so much.